Good afternoon, everyone. In this video, I'll talk about variables and types. And I'll start by defining what a variable is. So a variable is a symbolic name that is a reference or a pointer to an object. I can say a variable is like a placeholder. Okay. When defining a variable, it should be with a specific case sensitive, because I said here that Python is a case sensitive. For example, I can choose to measure your height and weight. We say, so I can give a markdown on this. So when I measure your height and weight, let's say your height is 1.78 meters and your weight is probably 68.7 kilograms. That's your weight. Now you can assign two variables to this. For the height, I can assign the variable height I can assign for the weight I can assign variable weight. Okay. Now if I pass it on my kernel, Python is going to look for it and retrieve the values and print out the values. Okay, so if I call on my variable height, it will retrieve the values shown. If I pass on my variable weight, again to retrieve the values assigned to those variables. Now if I want to calculate the BMI or the body mass index, ideally this should be, so to calculate the weight or the BMI, it should be weight divided by the height. So this is how we calculate the BMI or the body mass index. Okay, so I can assign a variable name BMI. So when I call on my BMI, I'll get to see the output value or the body mass index. Okay, so far I've already worked with numerical such as the height and weight. Now in Python, these numbers don't have specific type. So type is like data type, and you can check out the type of these values using specific functions. Okay, so how do you go about that, or how do you check the data type of these functions? Okay, so you want to know the data type of the BMI, so I can write data type so I want to check the data type of the BMI. So I'm going to use the function type BMI inside the bracket, then I run it. Okay, so when I run it, I can see the data type here is float, and we know that the float means it contains a decimal place or a float here has got two parts, that is the integer or the natural part and the fractional part. That's what it means by the float. If we see something like, or another example here, if I say day equal to 5 and I want to check the data type, I will say type day, type open a bracket day, and I close the bracket. So when I run it, okay, when I run it, I see the type int. So the int is our number. So this is an abbreviation of an integer, meaning it's an whole number. So this is how we can find the data types of variables. Now Python features other tons of data types. It is just not float and int. Okay, the most common one are string. The most common data type, we have string. We also have boolean, amongst others. So a string here represents a text. So this one represents a text in Python, whereas a boolean is where you get the results as true or false. So it returns a true or false. Okay. Now I can give example of a string. I can say here x equal to, in double quotes, bottom as index, also can say y equal to, let's say this works fine. Just for an example, if I say print, if I say print x, x is in capital, that's why it's giving an error. So if I x, say x, or print x, and also if I say print y, when I run it, I get to see the string within x and y as shown. So this one displays the strings within the variable x and y. Okay. So if I want to check the data type, I would say type x. Okay. So type x, x is capital. I keep on forgetting that. So this one is x in capital. So you get to see an abbreviation of str, which stands for string. We also have the Boolean data type. So for the Boolean data type, Boolean data type, okay, I can say here let's say the C equals to true. So the true is not in double quotes. We don't put the double quotes because it is a data type on its own. I can print C. So I need print. So I print C. That C. So if I print C, get to see the output. Okay. So I can also check the data type, which data type C. Okay. So I get to see data type Boolean. So Boolean will be useful when performing filtering operations on your data. Now, there's something special about Python data type. And for example, we can look at maybe this line of code that sums up integers. Okay, let's say I'm adding two values, 2 plus 3. Okay, if I execute, I expect my answer to look like this. So I expect my answer to be 5. Okay, but if I have like A plus B, A in double quotes plus B in double quotes, if I run it, okay, let me add A plus AB and maybe CD. Okay, that's something of the sort. Now, for the integer, the values were summed up, and for the string, they were posted together. This means that, or rather, this plus operator behaves differently with different data types. That's what it means. So it means that the operator behaves differently with different data types. Now, this is a general principle. Okay. So how the code behaves depends with the data type. So that's what makes it special. What is special about Python data type. Okay, so thank you for watching. You can subscribe to my channel, can share, can also like, drop your comment. See you in my next video. Bye.